Right then guys, so welcome to the channel. So I'm a full-time eBay reseller. I do a little bit on Vinted, a little bit here and there. So this is going to be a sort of week in the life. It's not really, it's just a week of my sales, what I sell in the week. That's what the video is, so that you guys can see sort of things I do and don't sell. If you're considering doing it, I would say these sort of videos are a lot more helpful than watching the ones where I go out to the car boots or anyone else does, because you can see what I pick up, but really you want to know how long it's going to take to sell and things like that. These are the better videos to watch, because you see what's selling, not what I'm buying, and what I'm buying doesn't always sell. 95% of the time it does in the end, but it doesn't always. So these are the better ones to watch. If you have watched before, the reason why we've missed 2 of these videos, because we do these ones weekly, and why we haven't posted these, because we went on holiday. So we went on holiday on a Friday, so obviously the week there got cut in 2, because my week runs Tuesday, and we didn't come back till the Friday. So we haven't recorded for those 2 weeks, because it just got a bit complicated. We had over 40 orders. I think we took nearly £1,000, something like that, when we was gone. So we had a lot of work to do. This is something that you do have to bear in mind when you do it full time. Is the 7 days that I missed when I wasn't here, nobody did that work. We had to pack all the orders in one day. Well, luckily we put it on holiday till the Saturday, which meant we had till the Monday. We got the majority of them done Friday. We finished it off Saturday, and we had some issues with Yodel, where they only accept a certain amount. So we then finished taking them all Monday. So we got them all out in the end. We've had some issues with returns, because even though we advise everybody the time we're away, people don't always listen. They sent a couple of returns for, I think I've got a pair of boots that don't fit and a jacket that don't fit. The jacket's been re-delivered today. The pair of boots are back tomorrow. So yeah, but thankfully we did get out to a car boot this morning, so that video is going to come out. We did do an auction last night, so I'm going to tack that on the end of that. But anyway, on with the sales for the week. So we're off to a really good start. So first things first, I've got a Miele Complete C3 Total Solution vacuum. That all works. That sent me back around the £6.50 mark. I think it's £6.54 in total, but then we've since then managed to make that cheaper. If you haven't seen those videos, I go and get a shed load of vacuums, jet washes, all sorts off one guy, and I pay him a certain amount. Last time was $3.20, and then I just take the amount of listings I'm going to get and do the division of it across that. So we worked out to around $4.20, I think, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I do need to double check it, because like I said, I've had a holiday and stuff since. But then when we've gone to list items, we've actually gone, oh, we'll do that as a whole vacuum, and then we've really looked at it and gone, actually make more for parts, and we got 4 listings out of it. So whatever I came up with, whether it's 640, 420 or whatever, actually is a smaller number. Not by much, but yeah. But that's all for £100. That was 2 days after listing, I think, which ain't bad, especially coming out of holiday mode. Another quick one that sold was a Shark Power Nozzle. Now, I don't really sell vacuums anymore as holes. I just part them all, because the majority of the time they're a bit filthy, a bit dirty. This one will need a bit of a clean still, but you got your model number always on the bottom. Always search that model number and parts. If you buy a whole Shark vacuum or Vax or anything, search the model number and see how much parts go for, because I bet you any money you'll get more. And there's only one bit that you struggle to sell, and that's the wand. That you normally only see about a tenner for, but we've seen £43 for that, and that came as part of the same bundle. So £43, £100, I'm covering around 50% of it. I've sold 2 items, I had about 60. It's really good margins on it all. Here's one that's not so great. I think I paid £3.50, might be slightly more. That is a Doctor Who Dalek water bottle cover. So obviously water bottle goes inside it. You know how this sort of stuff works by now, guys. That only went for £13.49. All these items, by the way, unless I say otherwise, are always free postage. I only do free postage. That actually didn't sit for long, to be honest. I got that from the A5 auction. Might be in one of the videos. Sometimes I don't do the videos on them just because they don't. If I go there and I only buy 3 things after I've recorded it, or I just go, you know what, I just won't. It's not that much. So if it's a really bad auction, I don't tend to put it on. I don't want the videos to be incredibly boring, and you know, I don't want you guys to think I'm doing rubbish. So that's a pushchair, pram, buggy, whatever you want to call it. I think I got it down as a stroller. It's Jolie, J-O-L-E, or I or something. J-O-L-E. That went for $54.99. That's got its sun cover, its rain cover, snow cover. It's got everything you want. Again, we're going to give it a clean. I'd recommend if you ever buy anything like that for your kids off eBay, give it a good clean when it gets there, because we will. But they're your kids. Clean, you know, you should clean your items. Even if they look clean, clean them either way. That came from Team Pondy. That sent me back £5 into $54.99. That's pretty good. This sent me back £3.50. Honestly, we didn't actually think this would sell. I can't remember why I bought it. But it's a Japanese Oriental style. Like you got Mount Fuji, you got the Japanese work, you got the peacock tapestry. I honestly didn't think that'd sell. Got it from the auction, just had a complete and utter punt. Didn't even notice that the bottom was broke. When I take a punt, sold something else. When I take a punt at the auction, by the way, guys, what that actually means is I've gone round, had a look. I didn't see this. I had no interest in this. And it came up and they pointed at it and they went, give me £2. I've got buyer's fees on top. That's why it's £3.50. And I went, oh yeah, okay, I'll have a bash at that. And then won it for that price without even knowing like the strings are broke or anything. But that's in the listing. They know they need to redo that. So that's not the end of the world. We've then got the two last ones of the day. So we've got some diesel jeans. If you don't know what diesel jeans, guys, inside on the tag, it's always got a name. They name all their jeans. Well, all the ones I've ever found anyway. These ones are Wakey. They've gone for £34. They were up at $39.99. We obviously took an offer. But that's what I always recommend if you're going to pick jeans up, stuff like diesel. G-Star do it sometimes, but diesel, they've always got the type in there, so it's really, really easy to work out where you should be selling it, like price range and all that, because you can just search for diesel Wakey jeans. All prices come up, and then if you want to get more specific, put your sizes in. Really easy, really good to do. And the last one, this did not sit for long either. This is a Yamaha t-shirt, official Yamaha, size large, white. I don't really like white, only because it's so easy to make a mess of, and people can get so upset by it. But that went for 20 quid. We're getting to the right season for them. So, it's going to be a quick one today, because as usual, I'm very busy. Yeah. Got a few bits to get through though. Positive, just some good ones. Easily repeatable ones. Never heard of that before. That's a P&Co motorcycle sort of t-shirt. I had that up for $24.99. Took an offer, got it gone, 20 quid, size XL. Really good, make sure that's on the camera. Really good. It's P&Co. Sure, if you watched videos before, you'll know these are coming eventually. One set of golf clubs, $74.99. Another set of golf clubs at $59.99. Low quality clubs in the second, as well as other various little bits that are wrong with it. Oh no, I can hear my son kicking off, but I've just seen his mother, so she'll be going. That is a Burberry London hoodie. That's gone for £100, it's up 124. He's missing his drawstrings, otherwise it'd be a little bit higher, as well as some various other bits, but £100 on Burberry. By standards, ain't bad. I mean, I paid £5. I'll let them know that. Shark vacuum power nozzle, duo clean. Again, just always check your codes if you buy these guys. They might be worth parting out. If you watched the last video I put out from when I'm recording this, I got one that I literally showed you. Oh, you can get $74.99 for it as a thing. And I showed you the parts on it, but I think of the parts that I showed, I'll squeeze more out than what that I found, but it's hard. It's hard because when you're trying to edit YouTube and you're really busy and everything, it is like, I literally just try my best to find the item I've got to put into that video. That's what I do. So, but when you're busy, I haven't got time to start scrolling through everything, so just go right, put the code in, most recent solds on, buy it now, used and all that, and that's what goes there. But sometimes that's not a true reflection. Sometimes your last 3 solds are 30 quid and actually it's worth 90. It's just 3 people got lucky, but hey ho. Anyway, it's an SI Passionate. I think it's by Giorgio Emperor Armani or something. I can't remember. It's 100ml perfume anyway, and it's gone for just under 50. Took an offer, I think it was like 47, something like that. So not bad, not bad. Garage is starting to get a bit empty as well, because we're ripping through. Still an absolute mess. I've got like 5,000 golf clubs I've got to go through because I've got no number 4s. Which I probably do have somewhere and all that, but we'll see. Right then guys, so Thursday sales, we're on Friday, because obviously we do the sales from yesterday on today. Going well. It's got a few cheap, few easy, quite a few. They're somewhat repeatable, okay? When I say repeat, to me something repeatable is you can go out and buy it and do whatever, whenever, with whatever space you got. Really, these would be a struggle for people with restricted space. This one, not so much. £12.50 on a G-Tech Air Ram filter. I buy the G-Tech, so I pay about £5 for a G-Tech. Salvage the battery charger filter, handle, whatever, strip it down, scrap the rest. So, yeah, I'm well in profit on that one now. I think I got like, there were 2 of them upstairs to the list. I need to check if I've got more live. I only keep a certain amount. Anyway, Parkside jet wash. That's actually missing the connecting hose, but still, all good. No, it's not. It's missing something. Can't remember what's in the listing, but that went for 30 quid. That's a full right-handed set of golf clubs. That went for £74.99. We are starting to really smash through the golf clubs now. I was actually wrong. That went for £90. Reason for that, Nike bag. Nike, if you are looking at golf things, Nike is a really good brand to watch out for. They're not as expensive, oddly, as things like Callaway and stuff like that. I don't think, but they're a lot rarer and they go for more money. So, like I say, it's odd with stuff like that. £25 Shark Liftaway main motor body. That's an older one, but still. It's sale of the day. Sale of the day. I'm not sure how. I think it's my fault. So we've got various postages set up. The smallest and cheapest, or well, no, because we've got the letter, but we don't really use that. The smallest sort of average one is £3.75. Somehow I got that postage paid on this, and I don't know how. I don't know why I ended up with it on there. Normally it should have been free postage, but yeah, somehow I ended up with £3.75 on it. And these went for £94.99, which is a golf club set. Day of listing. Drivers are Dunlop. Got some HBS in there. Got more Dunlop clubs. Standard putter. Very standard bag. So, to all intents and purposes, it's not a very good set. But I'll tell you what is good about it, if you can see from that. Can't use it right. It's a left-handed set. Sorry about that. It's a left-handed set of golf clubs. Took a couple hours, if that to sell that is. And I got postage on it. Nowhere near enough to cover the postage, but I did get paid some postage, so yeah. And it's not a full set either. It's missing a number 4. That was about £100 they paid. Watch out for left-handed clubs, guys. Really good. Right then, guys, so Saturday morning, just got Friday sales. They're not great, especially for a Friday, and especially, well, we're getting mid-month at the start. But 2 good ones, and they're 2 very, very repeatable ones to people. So, first one, £31. Shark rocket piece, as I say, guys. Always check your numbers, always part them. I just edited this. I'm sure that's like the 3rd or 4th time you're going to hear it in the video, but always worth it. Again, that owes me like £6.50 overall now for just this week alone. I'm at nearly like £300 into the parts, and I don't even pay. No, I do. I normally pay a maximum of £400 on them all, but we'll see. I'm messing around a little bit here because I want to get there. I only did 2 sales, so. But this one, £30. Build-A-Bear. That's Rubble from Paw Patrol. The Paw Patrol Chase and Sky aren't worth picking up because there's quite a lot of them that have been produced, put out there, done. Rubble, all the other ones are. You might not see the most. I think Rubble's one of the best ones, but £30. Sat for a little bit. I think about 2-3 weeks of listing. The Shark Rocket, that's not long on listing. That was an offer, but yeah. Anyway, fingers crossed for the next couple of days. Right then, guys, so we're on Monday morning. So doing Sundays, Monday mornings, like before 9 AM, and Saturday afternoon sales. So I've got a few to go through, a few If you watch videos, you've seen them before, but like I say, they're pretty good. This one's a surprise. Normally, this is the least valuable piece. That's a shark wand, pipe bendable though. And the bendable bit is what gives it its value. That only sat a day and it went for 30 quid. Probably could have got $34.99, but to have it sit for a day, that's a quick turnaround and a good sale. This one's a bit annoying. It's actually sold twice this week, but the first one got cancelled. So the Ted Baker bag, polyurethane. I'm pretty sure they give you these when you buy something Ted Baker. Well, they used to. I've actually seen Ted Baker brand go a lot downhill. That only went for 15 quid all in. But like I say, used to go quite well, quite nicely. Just happens it's gone downhill recently. So I do need to quickly check my phone. Okay. Hold on a sec. So a pair of knee-high boots. Well, just below the knee. They're unbranded. They went for £20 all in. Now these are interesting. My missus quite likes these, but they're not her size. So very uniquely printed. Now they're Iron Fist. I'm trying to make sure you can see it. See on the bottom as well. Now that is a very unique brand to watch out for. Now they're really easy to spot because they're always some sort of mental prints. There's zombies, sharks, all sorts. Like absolutely all sorts. They really do stand out massively. But they're all over the place. I've seen a pair go for £150, £200. Used, obviously amazing condition, but used. They went for $34.99, which is really good for a pair of shoes. But the brand itself, Iron Fist, sometimes they're worth a lot, sometimes they're not. And it's one of the brands when it comes to shoes that it's just all over the shop. It really, really comes down to the print, so you have to try and find your one. Those ones actually, I believe that's the highest selling price on eBay for that print. But the good thing about shoes is when I looked at them, there's none in that size that were on eBay that you could buy. Hence why I went, well, I can probably push a little bit higher here because there's none with that print in that size on eBay. So I can probably get away with it. And I did, and they didn't sit for long either. They only took about 3 to 4 days to sell, which can sound like a lot, but for eBay, you know, lots of people have lots of things that sit on eBay for years and doesn't sell. We're ripping through a lot of our old stock and we're looking at stuff that's been on just over a year and hasn't sold, and we're taking it off eBay and just completely redoing the process with it as if it came in brand new. So 3 to 4 days is a really good turnaround on an item. This is sat for about a week and a half. That's a Melee Hoover. It is model S5211. Pipe on the end actually has been ripped apart. It ain't no good, but you can still use it for reaching with a pipe and whatnot, and it bought us 60 quid, so quite happy with that. Also about the pipes, might as well get this one out of the way. That's a sharp bendable pipe. Bendable, Jesus, well, it's bendable I suppose, but that's a shark pipe and handle. That went for 20. Haven't sold one of these in a while. I used to not be able to stock printers anywhere near quick enough. They just used to fly out. I have about 5 of them left after this sale, and this is a HP MV 5000 series. The thing with printers is, if you do an eBay, you can most likely test them. A lot of them now, they're wireless and whatnot. So as long as you're the power cable, they're fairly easy to test. And they're also fairly easy to research because you can always look at a HP MV and you'll get roughly how much they go for. That one did 40 for us, so that's alright. I've seen better, I've seen worse. I can hear the goddamn washing machine going off on one. Oh well. Shark G-Tech battery, we sold a few of these. That is for, what was that for? I'm just going to check. That's an AirRam K9 replacement battery. That went for £24.99. Working, obviously. Batteries are fairly easy to test. When we tend to part the Hoovers out, we don't normally include the batteries. We tend to sell them on their own. Because people will pay £20-something for batteries. Because, you know, most batteries on a lot of vacuums, like our Dysons. Now we actually sell the Dyson main bodies with them, but they only have a 15-minute runtime, brand new from full charge. Well, if you want to vacuum your whole house, 15 minutes ain't that long, so people tend to buy a spare battery. So then they double that to half hour, and let's be honest, you're going to have a bit more charge in the other one, so if half hour ain't enough, you got a bit more time. So batteries are normally worth selling on their own. Now this one, I actually checked, I've got another one of these as well, the exact same one. But I bought quite a few of these. I think I got like 7 planes. This is the 6th one to sell, so I've only got one left. Now, I do have to thank my granddad for this, because if you look, that is actually in really good condition. Now, I bought a load of these from the auction, and they came all rusted, all horrible, all manky, worth probably about the £3.50 I paid for the lot. Granddad, bless him, he was taking a load of rust off his tool, so I asked him how you do that, thinking, oh, he'll tell me how, he'll take the mick and I'll do it. He just said he'll do them. Now, I haven't taken everything back because it's a long process, apparently. I don't know it. But, all in, with that being done, that bought him 50 quid. So at this point, I probably do owe him a drink or two. But we'll see. Do need to go see him at some point this week. So, mention that. See if he wants a drink. But yeah, I think that is everything for us. So we got one more day. Oh no. Jesus. Jesus. Shows you that I don't plan these YouTube videos. I do just do them a bit ad hoc. The fact that I thought I was everything and completely missed the fact that I sold that set of golf clubs for £60. And that set of golf clubs at £60. Took an offer on both. Get them gone. Get them out. £60 a piece. The interesting thing on the blue set, the second set I held up, was we sold them and then we got a message asking for the number and the address and all sorts. So I was like, well, okay, we live here, you plan on picking them up? And he was like, oh, I was planning on driving to, save money. And I'm like, oh, you've already paid the postage, it's free, I pay it. He lives like an hour and 10 minutes away, so I was like, do you really want to travel to 10 to come and get it, or just want me to post it to the address you've given? Because it makes no difference to me. If anything, I'd rather post it. I'm a bit of an antisocial person when people turn up at my house. So, yeah. Now that is everything, I promise you. That is everything. All in. Alright guys, so we're on Tuesday morning, so we're going to do Monday sales. Tuesday morning means start of a new week, which means Monday is the end of the last week on the sales. So we're going to quickly show you what was sold, and we'll show you how we did with the week for the money and whatnot. I'll be honest with you, pretty good week. We'd done a lot better if we didn't have some returns coming back. Still got some returns coming back, and had some fraudulent ones come back this week, which I haven't paid. 2 of them. Well, one genuine, but they literally sent something really fragile back in a box with no bubble wrap, no protection, no anything. Came back smashed to pieces, so I haven't paid that. And a fraudulent one, which I haven't paid either. With eBay support, I like to point out. Anyway, that is a horse riding girth. It's a Jeffries Wembley. It's 44 inch and it's sold for £17 and 9p. Used to get a lot of horse tack and things from the car boots. We don't so much anymore. Just don't see it. But that owes me about 50p from a car boot. In this bag is a load. Disgusting. In this bag, there's a load of that sort of stuff. So it's a Thomas the Tank Engine Trackmaster. Now we got a large bundle of that from somebody my uncle knows who sells on Facebook for charity. I think it costs us like £5. We've sold now. I will actually have a quick look to confirm. But that one sold for 13 quid. So that puts us in profit anyway. But over the time we've actually sold, that's the second load of track we've sold. We sold one train individually and we sold a bundle of 3 trains and a trailer. All in about 40 quid. All free postage though, but some of those postage were not much. I mean, the postage on them so far about that's probably a tenner, so I'm 15 in and I've made about 40. So well into profit. Sell one more, it's pure profit on everything. Because with the amount, still got four sets of the track left. So if I go, oh, this is how much it costs on postage, and throw that into my total costs. It's not all covered yet. Once I sell one more, it'll all be covered with a bit more. So, well, doing really good on that. Doing really good. Anyway, you see the numbers in a few minutes. dear. And guys, so totals. I will say some of this is slightly lower because some of the sales that went out this week have come back now. I'm into the next week on returns, and I've got, yeah. But this is what it was, true to the video that you've just watched anyway. So in sales, the total revenue this week was £1,513.90. The stock that sold cost me a total of £198.70. The delivery charge for getting it all to the customer, bear in mind I think I had one item this week that paid me a little bit of postage, but that's in the revenue, was £252.14. eBay charged me a total of £221.50, and then my ad fees, I do need to slow down a bit because I've got to get this on screen at the same time, was £21.85, which left us with a total profit for those numbers and those numbers alone at £828.71. Obviously there's more numbers involved to take out, like my wage, my fuel and all that. But on a basic principle, if you're thinking of starting this, especially if it's like part-time around your job, that's the sort of numbers that you could crunch if you was to look at the same sort of stock and prices as what we do. But anyway guys, if you like what you've seen, like and subscribe for more.